Subscribe to this channel and check out our Flutter machine learning courses at Udemy. Links are given in the description. Welcome to the pose estimation section of this course. Pose estimation is a computer vision task that infers the position of a person or object in an image or video. This is typically done by identifying, locating and tracking a number of key points on a given object or a person. For objects, this could be corners or other significant features. And for human, these key points represent major joints like an elbow or knee. We can clearly see the power of pose estimation by considering its application in automatically tracking human movement. From virtual sport coaches to AI-powered personal trainers, pose estimation has its potential to create new automated tools designed to measure the precision of human movement. In addition to tracking human movement and activity, pose estimation has application in a range of areas such as augmented reality, animation, gaming, and robotics. So the model we're gonna use in this section is named as PoseNet. PoseNet is a vision model that can be used to estimate pose of a person in an image or video by estimating where key body joints are. These key points represent major joints like elbow, knee, wrist, and so on. This is referred to as human pose estimation. So the PoseNet model we are using is for human pose estimation, and you can further read about this model using this link. So what actually we're gonna build in this section? Firstly, we're gonna build a Flutter application in which user will choose an image from gallery or capture it using camera. Then that image will be passed to our PoseNet model using a plugin named TF-Lite. Then the detected points will be drawn on the image at their respective positions. After that, we're gonna build a Flutter application in which we will take the live footage from camera. Then we will pass this footage frame by frame to our PoseNet model, and the detected points will be drawn on screen in real time. So to build these applications, we are gonna follow a 6-step mechanism. So our first step will be importing the project code from GitHub. After that, we're gonna add a model inside our Flutter project. Then we will add a plugin named TF-Lite inside our Flutter application. After that, we will load the model using this TF-Lite plugin. Then we will pass the image taken from gallery or camera or the frames taken from live footage to our model using the TF-Lite plugin. Then we will show the result returned by the model to the user. As this section involves building two very exciting applications, so let's begin. Welcome to this lecture. In this lecture, we're gonna start looking at our pose estimation application using TensorFlow Lite and the PoseNet model. So let's begin. So our first step is importing the code, so you can manually type this URL or you can take this URL from project's URL file. So here we need to click on this code button and then you need to copy the link for this repository. Now open your Android Studio and here click on this get from version control. Then paste the link here and choose your version control to Git. Now let's click on this clone button. After that it will gonna ask you whether you want to create a new project or not. So we will pass yes there. So now click on the yes button and after that you need to choose the Gradle. So simply choose the Gradle and click finish and your project will be cloned in a moment. So now the project is cloned successfully, but we have several errors here. So just click on this project button and now go inside this Flutter TF-Lite pose estimation. And now let's click on this lib folder and open your main .dot file. And here you need to click on this get dependencies so that all the libraries will be downloaded. And once the libraries will be downloaded, all the errors will be disappeared. And you will see that in a moment the error will be gone. So now the errors are gone. As you have covered two sections, image classification and object detection using TensorFlow Lite in Flutter, so now you are quite familiar with the process of using TensorFlow Lite models inside Flutter application. So for this application, we are gonna quickly cover this code as you are quite familiar with the process. So now let's firstly run our application so that you can see the application working, then you will understand this code better. So now let's firstly run our application. So now our application is successfully installed inside the emulator, so that is the basic GUI of our application. So you can see that layout is exactly the same that we have for our object detection application. The only difference is that now we don't have a switch here. As in case of our object detection application, we are using two models and we were using that widget to switch between the models. But now we are only using this PoseNet model for human pose estimation, so we don't have that switch here. But we have those same buttons, so upon clicking on this button, camera will be opened so that user can capture an image using camera. Similarly, upon clicking this button, gallery will be opened and you can choose an image from gallery. So now let's firstly choose an image from gallery. So I'm gonna click on this button and you will see that the gallery will be opened. And now you can see that I have several images here, so I'm gonna choose this first image for now, and you will see that this image will be displayed inside our application. As you can see that we have that image, and apart from that image we also have the points drawn on that image. So when I will increase the size of the simulator, you will see that we have the points drawn at the different position in the image. So I'm gonna increase the size further. And there you can see that at the left ankle we have that point and the text left ankle. Similarly on the right ankle we have that point. Similarly we have the points and key points name on the other position in the image. For example, this left knee, left hip, left wrist, right wrist, and so on. As you have seen that our application is working correctly as we have chosen image from gallery. So after choosing the image, that image was passed to our model and our model returned the result. So based upon the information returned in the result, we have drawn these points on the image. As in our previous application, we were drawing rectangle around detected objects, but in this application we are drawing dots and the key points name at the detected position. So both of these applications are quite similar. Similarly, when you will capture an image using camera, then that image will be passed to our model, and in case our model detects the key point, then those key points will be drawn on the image. Welcome to this lecture. As in the previous lecture, you imported the code for this pose estimation application and you have seen the working of this application. Now in this lecture, we are gonna quickly cover the code for this application. As the code for this application is almost the same that we have for our object detection application, the only difference is that now we are using the PoseNet model and we are drawing dots at the key points detected by the model. As previously inside our object detection application, we are drawing rectangles around detected objects, but now we are drawing dots at the detected points or the detected key points. So there we have our render boxes method, but now we have our render key points method. So here you can see that we have this method, and below where we called our render boxes method, now we are calling this render key points method. And here you can see that we are adding these key points inside this stack children. So if you took the lectures for our object detection application where we detected objects in images, then you will not get any difficulty to understand this code. But I will also explain this code quickly. So now let's start. So our first step was adding the model inside our Flutter application. So there you can see that we created this asset folder and we placed our model here. So that is our posenet.tflight model. Then inside our pubspec.yaml file, we added this asset folder so that the file available inside this method should be visible. So there you can see that inside this Flutter section, we declared this folder. Then we added the package name tflight inside our Flutter application and also our image picker library. And we are using this library to get images from gallery or capture them using camera, and we are using this tflight package to pass those images to our model and get the result. Now inside our main.dot file, let's firstly look at the GUI of our application. So when you scroll down, you can see that inside our build method, we have the code for the GUI. So when you scroll further down, here you can see that we are returning this scaffold, and inside this scaffold we have a stack. And inside this stack we are showing these stack children variable, and that is actually a list of widgets. So all the widgets present inside this stack children will be visible inside our application. And we are using the stack because we firstly want to draw the image, then above the image we want to draw the key points as you have seen in the application. Now when you scroll further up, you will see that here we declare the stack children list, and firstly we are adding a container, and inside this container we are showing the image that user will choose from gallery or captured it using camera. As when the application is launched, then there is no image that user have chosen, so in that case we are showing a container with this image icon. And otherwise, if this underscore image variable is not null, which means that user have chosen the image from gallery or captured it using camera, then we're gonna show the image using this image.file function, and it will gonna display the image. And after that you can see that inside this stack children we are adding list of widgets using this render key points method, and this method is actually returning us list of widgets which are actually the widgets containing the key points, and they will be drawn on the image, and we will look at it in a moment. Below that you can see that we have the bottom bar for our application, as there we have two buttons, one to choose image from gallery and another one for capturing image using camera. So there you can see that we have a row, and inside this row we have these rise button. So once user will click on these methods, so image from camera and image from gallery will be executed. So now let's look at these methods. So when you scroll up, you will see that we have these methods here. So inside this image from camera, we are using this image picker library to get image from camera. So once the user will get the image from camera, we are calling this predict image method. Similarly, when the user will choose image from gallery, we are again calling this predict image method, and inside this method we have the code to pass this image to our PoseNet model. But to use that model, we firstly need to load the model, and inside our init state method we are calling a method load model to load our PoseNet model, and inside this method we have the code to load the model. So when you scroll down, you can see that is our load model method, and here we are using this tflight.loadModel function to load this model. So now let's look at our predict image method, which is called inside our image from camera and image from gallery method. So there you can see that inside this method we are firstly checking if the image is not null, then we are calling this PoseNet method, and in that method we are gonna pass our image to our model and get the results, and after that we are getting the image height and the image width using this file image class, and finally we are storing the image file inside this underscore image variable, and which is displaying the image inside our GUI, and we are calling this set state so that the changes will apply and image will be visible inside our layout. So now let's look at this PoseNet method, and inside this method you can see that using this tflight.run PoseNet on image, we are passing our image path, then we are specifying the number of results to 2. So once this method will be executed, we're gonna get the list of results which are stored inside this recognition object, and after that you can see that we are storing the values present inside this recognition variable to this underscore recognition variable, and the data type of this underscore recognition is actually a list, and it will gonna contain list of key points identified by our PoseNet model, and we are doing that inside our set state method. So wherever this underscore recognition is used, the changes will apply. So now let's look where this underscore recognition is being used. So inside our render key points method, we are using this underscore recognition, and this method is actually responsible for drawing points on the image. So once the user will choose an image from gallery, then our predict image method will be called, and inside this predict image method we are calling this PoseNet method, and in that method we are passing the image to our PoseNet model, and we are getting these results, and then we are storing these results inside our underscore recognition variable. Then finally our render key points method will draw points on the image. So now let's look at this method. So firstly we are checking that if this underscore recognition is not null, which means that we have the results. And after that we are checking the image height and the image width are not null, which will verify that the user have chosen image from gallery or captured it using camera. Then we are declaring two variables, factor x and the factor y, and we are using these variables to scale up the points returned by our model. So when you will move to the documentation page, there at the bottom you will see the output format for our PoseNet model. So the output format is x and y, and these values are between 0 and 1, and you can scale x by the width and y by the height of the image. So these values will be in fraction and they will be between 0 and 1. So in order to get the correct position for the points, we need to scale these values to the height and the width of image. So here this factor x and y are being used to scale those points. Then after that you can see that we declared a list of widgets, and using this underscore recognition list we are calling this for each method, and we will get each result one by one inside this re variable. So now after that you can see that we are randomly creating a color. So each time you will pass an image to our model, the points that will be drawn will be of a random color. And after that you can see that using this re variable we are getting access to the key points. As you have seen that the output format is the x and the y value for each point. So using this re.keypoints.value.map function, we're gonna get a variable k, and using this variable k you can get the x and y coordinate for each point. So here k.x will return as the x point and the k.y will return as the y point, and we are multiplying them with the factor x and the factor y respectively so that the value will be scaled, and we are subtracting -6 from here to draw them at the correct position. So you can change this value, or you can simply remove this value and you can check the position of points. But you need to choose this value carefully so that the points will be drawn at the correct position. And we are assigning these points to this left and top property of this position widget, as you have seen the use of this position widget inside our object detection section. So this position widget will start from this point, and after that we are specifying the width of this position widget to 100. Similarly, we will specify the height to 12, and you can change it as well if you want. And after that, inside this position widget we have a text widget, and inside this text widget we will show the name of body part or the name of key point. So there you can see that using this k, and we are specifying the key to part, and it will gonna return us the name of that body part or the key point. So for each key point returned by the model, this loop will be executed and we will get a position widget for each key point. Similarly, when you scroll down, you can see that we are calling this toList method, and it is returning these widgets in a list format and storing it inside this list variable. Then at the bottom we are adding this list inside our lists variable. So there you can see that. We are adding this list inside this lists, and we declared this variable above. So there you can see that we have this lists variable declared here. So it will gonna contain the position widgets for each of the detected key points, and at the bottom we are returning this list. So there you can see that we are returning it, and the data type of this variable is list of widgets. So once this method will be called, we are gonna get a position widget for each of detected points, and we are storing these position widgets inside a list, and we are returning that list. So once this list will be returned, it will be added inside our stack children, and stack children will display it inside our application GUI. So we will have key points drawn on the image once this method will be executed. So hopefully you get the idea that how we are drawing points at the detected points. So now let's quickly go through the process in our application. Firstly, user will choose an image from gallery or capture it using camera. So once the user will press any of the button, these methods will be executed, and in these methods we are gonna choose the image, and after the image will be chosen, we are calling this predict image method, and inside this method we are calling this poseNet image method, and we are also getting the image height and the width. And inside this poseNet image method we are passing this image to our model and getting the results. And once we will get the result, we will store them inside our underscore recognition variable, and once this variable will be updated, this render key points will be called, and it will gonna draw those points on the image. If you want to build machine learning based Flutter applications using Firebase MLKit and TensorFlow Lite, then join our Flutter machine learning courses at Udemy. Links are given in the description.